2017. I don't even know how to begin to discuss the crazy year that I've had in 2017, but I'm gonna try. Let's do it. Hey there, friends on YouTube. My name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest, it hurts. If this is your first time here, then please like, subscribe, and do all the things that new people do. You could also, if you're already a subscriber, like the video. That kind of engagement shows YouTube that people like me. Anyway, thanks for being here. Much appreciated. It's kind of crazy. I mean, the first thing I really want to say to everybody, whether you've been here for years or you've just gotten here a few months ago, I want to say thank you. Thank you for an incredible year on YouTube. Well, it's been an incredible year all around. My goal starting out 2017 was to get to 5,000 subscribers and maybe, 10 on the outside. That was kind of my, realistic and reach goal. So something happened along the way, and what was my reach goal became 20,000 subscribers ago. I wanted to do some other, I wanted to kind of give you a little quick roundup of favorite tech that I had for this year. And this is mostly tech that I personally got and used and found was the most useful of the tech that I got and used this year. So it's not all brand new tech. It's stuff that's maybe been around, but most of it's been released this year. There are a couple of things in there that are just sort of worth mentioning. So anyway, my number one is and this is not in any order. Number one, the Sony a6300 camera, mirrorless camera. I had a situation where the Lumix G7 that I'd been filming on wouldn't read SD cards anymore. So I went out and sort of, instead of just getting something cheap, I decided to go out and get something that was bigger and better. So I got the a6300. All year I've been learning tons and tons about recording and video and all that stuff. And the a6300 just kind of took everything up another level. I just broke the lens for the a6300. I'm recording on the G7. So I got to buy a new lens. But I'm going to look at that as an opportunity and not a tragedy. Speaking of recording on the G7, number two is the Elgato Cam Link, which I got sometime this summer, I think. And basically it's USB, it's HDMI to USB with a little Elgato box in the middle that works as a game capture box, but also makes just about any camera with an HDMI output into a webcam, basically. So the Cam Link is great. I can use OBS here, and I can just use this kind of quality camera to go ahead and do all my at-the-desk recordings, so live streams and that kind of stuff. And it's all possible because of the Cam Link, which seems like a no-brainer idea that for some reason or another never existed until this year. So I'm really pleased with that, because it's really changed the way I can sit here at the desk and do live streams and talk and sort of more low-key videos than my sort of more involved, lots of stuff, review videos. So gives me 2 sets. The third thing that I wanted to talk about, and this is mostly just because of the game-changing aspect of it. Now I know lots of you are going to be like, the iPhone 10, for my money, had to be not necessarily the best phone. I mean, for my taste, the Note 8 was the best phone. If you've watched that video, it's in there somewhere. But the iPhone 10, I mean, like it or not, iPhones are the bellwether of smartphones. the bell cow. You know, they lead the way. Where iPhones go, everybody else goes eventually. And yes, I understand that a lot of the stuff that's in the iPhone X had been done before by other manufacturers. Face ID, though, it just took... the biometrics thing just all of a sudden made it much more personal to use the phone. And along with all the other manufacturers that were doing bezel-less displays and just all screen, I mean, I think now we can see where smartphones are going in 2018 and into the future. And the iPhone X was kind of, you know, Apple kind of got aggressive with the iPhone X and really made some serious changes, as opposed to their sort of timid, you know, we'll give you a new color, whatever. Number 4, the HyperX Cloud Alpha headset. Now, it's not surround sound, it's not blah, 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 it's not any of those things, but HyperX has been doing a great job of making gaming headsets for several years now. It's the first gaming headset where I have it hooked up to my PC right now, and it's the first headset that, you know, yes, I can use it for gaming, but I don't mind using it to listen to music if I'm sitting at my desk or something like that. So it's the closest any gaming headset has gotten to being a, I guess, you know, like a regular headphone, if that makes any sense. They really are great, and at $100 or less, if you catch a sale, you really can't go wrong. And I've been waiting for years for somebody to make a gaming headset that could make the transition over to being headphones, and HyperX has done it with the Cloud Alpha. Last thing I want to talk about is the Universal Audio Apollo Twin Mark II. I got for myself the Apollo Twin Duo Mark II. It's hard to explain. Audio interface. Runs through Thunderbolt and has lots of hardware stuff that help emulate a lot of old analog gear. Just really realistic analog replication. My studio has become much different than it was, say, 10 years ago when I was recording other bands and I was recording myself and that kind of thing, and I had a big 24-channel mixing board. Up until I got the UAD Apollo Twin Duo, I was using a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2, which is a USB interface. It's not a bad interface at all. It generally sounded pretty good, but it was just like vanilla. There was not too much that the interface could do over and above providing clean sound. And it only cost $100 and change. I wanted to amp up my music making ability because I'm working on a new record and writing some new songs. That's my list. The stuff that I love. If you want to check any of that out, I'll put links down in the description, and you can check it out. Last couple of things I want to talk about. I have to address the elephant in the room, I guess. It's not really an elephant. It's a big, fluffy, nice thing. So I started this year on YouTube with just over 2,000 subscribers. Mid-2017, I changed the channel name to Painfully Honest Tech, because that was a phrase that I was starting to use. Painfully honest, I was using in a lot of video titles and other things. And it's more descriptive of what you're going to get when you come to my channel. At least that's what I hope. I hope that when people read Painfully Honest Tech, they're going to have a sense that they're going to get something slightly different than other tech channels. And about that time, I had around 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers. So I had already reached my lowball goal. And then things happened that were kind of crazy. Painfully Honest Tech / the JTL has gone from 2,000 something subscribers at the beginning of the year to almost 30,000 subscribers. And that's just crazy. That's 1,400% increase over the course of the year. 1,400%. And most of that time, most of that increase happened in a pretty compressed amount of time. I was growing steadily up through the summer. I changed the name of the channel. It kind of started to move up, and I think that was just like straight up marketing if people are going to click on it, if they know what it means, and if they don't know what the JTL means, they're not going to click. But I wanted to show you guys some stuff. So, oh, that's not the one. So this is January of this year. My watch time, and watch time is what YouTube cares about. Well, for January 1 was 3,915 minutes. And that's not much at all. For the whole month, 193 days and 14 hours. Number of subscribers that I got. 462 and 555 lost. So that was a pretty good month. It was up from where I had been in the previous month. So I thought that was pretty good. And like I said, things just kept moving on, and then we got to middle of September-ish as the cell phone thing was starting to pick up, and I had been making a bunch of videos, and so this is the middle of September, September 15th through December 30th, and so watch time 10 million plus, watch time over here 279,000. So it's a big jump, to say the least. So this was all smartphone stuff, and nothing that I ever expected to ever happen. And let's look at the subscribers for that period of time too. Now this is over the course of 3 months, but back in January I got 400 something, and here 22,000 subscribers. And you can see that I sort of had a couple of peaks here, and then it always seems to go in this way. You get a peak, 301 subscribers in that day, and then it just kind of moves around, and then another peak happens, so 655, and then over here 660, and then here, now this is after I had put out my iPhone 10 after 24 hours review, and 1,057 in that day. And then November 12th, 1,341 subscribers. And of course, it drops off pretty significantly after that. And after cell phone season kind of slowed down, I wasn't getting the same kind of viewership. That is kind of depressing in its own way. But here's the thing. I've done music and gotten close to having a chance to make a living at it. I am a pretty accomplished writer and have been working in that world either professionally as an editor, etc., or as a writer for many, many years. I've been up this hill a couple of different times. And one thing that I've learned, and if there's anything to take away from this, when I was in my 20s and the music thing was happening all the way up until my early 30s, I hung my whole identity on making it as a musician. I then came to grad school, and I went to a really good grad school for writing, and I looked at that as another opportunity. But I was able to sort of keep it in perspective a little bit, and not have huge expectations, but work really hard. I wrote every day for the 2 years that I was in grad school, and every day for the next 6 to 7 years after that. So I just figured hard work was its own reward, and I published a novel, and I have another one finished, and I have no expectations for fame or fortune or any of those kinds of things. I do that because I love to do it, and I do YouTube because I have fun doing it. So when I started to see these numbers go crazy, it was exciting. I really enjoyed it, but all that I could do was like kind of lean into it and start making as many videos as I could, and that's what I've done. So this year has been nuts. Again, my goal was 5,000. My reach goal was 10,000, and I'm on my way to 30,000 right now. 1,400% growth, and I'm not, I just keep saying it because I think it's crazy, and I am just so grateful for everyone who's been here since the beginning and maybe shown up in the past few months. I hope you guys are all enjoying what's happening with the channel. Leave a comment down below saying something that you liked or something that you want to see from me in the next year or whatever, and let me know how you're appreciating or not Painfully Honest Tech as it's been since you got here. It's important for me to know so I can, sort of get some sense of where the content's going to go. I have tons of videos planned for just January. I want to put out a specific thank you to the folks who have gone over and supported me on Patreon, because what I hope to do with the Patreon is to have that be something that I can use to put back into the channel and to hopefully hire a video editor. I don't really know what I'm doing editing videos. I am sort of self-taught. I used audio recording programs for many years, and so that gave me a window into how to do it, but I'm not a trained photographer, I'm not a trained video editor, any of those kinds of things. And one thing that would really help me out is to have somebody that I could just send stuff off to and have them work on the editing while I create more content. So the Patreon is really specifically designed for that purpose, helping me grow to where I need to grow. And so there are some people who have gone over there and already started supporting me, and I just want to give them a shout out because I've owed it to them for a while. And if you're interested in checking out the Patreon, there are links all over the place at the end of this video, down in the comments, to go and check out what I'm offering on Patreon. And it's going to grow. I really haven't had the time to invest into the Patreon as much as I want to. But one thing I'm finding out is running a YouTube channel and having it go crazy all at once, it doesn't give you a lot of time to adjust. I mean, if you go from 5,000 subscribers to 25,000 subscribers, it's a whole different ball game then, and you are still sort of hanging back and thinking about 5,000 subscriber things. It's taken me a while to catch up, but I want to say a shout out to Maestro Jackson, King Eos, Apple Fan, Sebastian Salinas, Misled Industries, Sean Park, Mike Johnson, Troy Hoffman, and Guy Davis, who have gone over to the Patreon and just, did whatever they could to support what I'm trying to do here. That means a lot to me. It really does. And it's hard to say that and not sound disingenuous, but it really does mean a lot to me that these people would invest in what I'm doing. It's very humbling to know that people are enjoying the thing that I'm doing here enough to want to support it, and it means a lot. So I wanted to give those folks a shout out. From here on, I just keep doing what I'm doing. I make videos and I put them up, and I'd like to get feedback from you guys in the audience. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who have been here, no matter if it's like way back. You guys were the pioneers who really supported me and have kept going. Like Mike McDaniel has been with me for a long time and is still always out there like retweeting and supporting. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, as much as I could possibly say it without sounding disingenuous. This has been an incredibly fun year for me. It's been kind of wild, it's been kind of unexpected, and it's taken me to a place that I never thought I'd get to on YouTube, to say the least. But it's also shown me what potential there is for growth and things that I can do, and I'm still learning and curious and wanting to do. I'm having such a good time, and I'm glad you're all here with me on this journey. Again, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. My name's Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. Until the next time, I'm out.